Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're the show that really tries to cut through the noise and dig up those surprising bits of knowledge. Today, we're going way back, thousands of years, but honestly, it feels surprisingly relevant, almost like looking in a mirror. We're doing a deep dive into some ancient wisdom from the Bible, specifically Psalm 49. Our goal here is to unpack these timeless ideas about, well, about wealth, mortality, and what real security actually looks like. Think of it as a shortcut, maybe, to a perspective that could really reframe things for you today. Okay, so let's get into it. This isn't just any old text, it's a wisdom psalm. And it kicks off with this powerful call for everyone to just listen up. Rich, poor, high, low, doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. It's like, pay attention, this is fundamental. It literally says, hear this, all peoples, give ear, all inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. Setting the stage for something universal, yeah.
Absolutely. And what was fascinating is how quickly it tackles this really persistent illusion we humans have. This idea that earthly riches, piling up wealth, can somehow shield us from the big stuff, like death.
Right, the ultimate reality check.
Exactly. It just lays bare how futile that trust is.
Yeah.
The psalm talks about the wealthy, boasting about their riches. But then, bam, it just dismantles that idea. It says, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him.
Wow.
Yeah. No amount of money, no fortune can buy you or anyone else out of death, can't buy eternal life. It really hammers that point home. For the redemption of their soul is costly, is how some translations put it, and it ceases forever. It's pretty stark. And then it says, wise men die. The fool and the senseless alike perish and leave their wealth to others.
Doesn't matter how smart or how foolish.
Nope. Everyone goes. And all that stuff you worked so hard for, all that planning, all that security you thought you had.
Left behind.
Every bit. It's just gone. Left to someone else. It really makes you think about what we value, These things are just temporary loans, really. And the psalm, it really understands us, doesn't it? It points out this deep human thing. It says, their inward thought is that their houses will continue forever, their dwelling places to all generations. They call lands by their own names.
Yeah, that desire to leave a mark.
Well,
build a legacy. Put your name on stuff.
That's it. We want to think our houses, our status, our name will just last, echo down the ages. But then comes the punchline, and it's blunt. Man and his comp will not remain. He's like the beasts that perish.
Oof. Like the beasts that perished. That's rough.
It is. It's meant to level things. It strips away any sense of being special just because of what you own or achieve on Earth. We all face the same end. Doesn't matter how much honor or stuff you gathered.
It's incredibly direct. That line later on, for when he dies, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. You can't take it with you.
Exactly. Nothing.
All that status, the image, the glory of his house, as it puts it, poof, stays here. It really challenges where we put our energy, doesn't it? Building empires, chasing recognition. If it all stays behind, then, where is real security?
But see, that's the crucial turn. It doesn't just leave us there. In that sort of bleak reality, amidst all this talk of death and fleeting wealth, it offers this incredible counterpoint. It's about hope.
Okay.
While everything humans build and value ultimately fails against death, there is another way. There's a different source of hope. The psalm declares, but God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me.
That's the pivot.
That is the pivot. True security, lasting security, isn't found in what you own, but in God's redemption, in that relationship that goes beyond death itself. It completely flips the script from human achievement to divine promise and eternal connection.
So, okay, that's the ancient wisdom, powerful stuff. But how does this land for us today, in our world? A world obsessed with success, with getting ahead. Does it still speak?
Oh, absolutely. It's incredibly relevant. These aren't just dusty old truths. They're timeless. Think about it. The desire for security, dealing with wealth, facing loss, confronting mortality, none of that has changed.
The stage looks different, maybe. Social media instead of giant estates.
Exactly. The context shifts. But the human heart, those core tendencies, they're the same. Which brings us to some really practical applications.
Like what? Where do we start?
Well, first, I think, is resist the wealth illusion.
Okay, tell me more.
We are just saturated today, aren't we? Images, ads, lifestyles, all screaming that financial success equals happiness, equals safety.
Yeah, get enough money, you'll be secure, protected from everything.
Right, that's the illusion. And Psalm 49 just calls it out. Money can't stop the real stuff.
Yeah.
Loss, illness, mortality.
So it's not saying money's bad, just don't bank everything on it.
Precisely. Work for your needs, provide, be responsible, sure, but recognize its limits. Invest in things with, eternal value, too. Don't buy into the hype that cash is king over everything.
Which leads right into the next idea, I guess. If not just financial investment,
Hmm.
then what?
Exactly. Prioritize spiritual investment. Think about the effort people put into their financial portfolios, right?
Yeah.
Researching, tracking, planning.
Hours and hours. Lots of mental energy.
What if we put that kind of focus, that same intensity, into building our spiritual portfolio? Investing in faith, in integrity, in compassion, serving others, really seeking to understand God.
Those are the assets that actually last.
According to this wisdom, yes. They bring peace now, and they have value beyond this life. That's how you build real trust in God, by aligning your time, your heart, your energy with what He values, with what endures.
That makes sense. And it feels especially relevant when you think about, well, rejecting comparison culture.
Oh, definitely. That's a huge pressure today.
Social media just amplifies it, doesn't it? Everyone's life looks perfect online, the vacations, the stuff.
Mm-hmm. And it's so easy to feel like you're falling short, to want what they seem to have. You start judging your own life by their highlight reel.
Yeah. Measuring yourself against illusions.
But this psalm cuts right through that. It reminds us appearances are fleeting.
Yeah.
That glory of His house, it doesn't last. God's measure is different, radically different.
It's not about the external stuff.
Not at all. It's about the heart, the relationship with Him. Shifting your focus to His values, not the world's, that frees you up. It builds trust in something solid, not shifting sands. Takes you off that exhausting treadmill.
It really does sound liberating, which I guess connects to the last point.
I think so.
Yeah.
And maybe the most profound one. Faith mortality with hope.
Instead of fear or denial.
Exactly. Our culture often tries to hide death, right? Pretend it won't happen, push it away. But this psalm says, face it, but face it with hope. Why? Because of that promise. God will redeem my soul. He shall receive me.
That changes everything.
It completely changes the perspective. It's not about dreading an end. It's about anticipating being received by God, trusting in that promise. And that frees you from so much anxiety about earthly things, about losing stuff, because your ultimate hope is secure, anchored in something eternal, something unshakable.
Wow. So resisting the illusion of wealth, investing spiritually, rejecting comparison, facing death with hope, they all kind of point back to the same thing, don't they?
They really do.
They push us to shift our trust away from the temporary, the unreliable things the world offers, and onto the only truly reliable source, onto God, onto His promise of redemption. That's where real lasting security is found.
Beautifully put. It's amazing how relevant, how practical this ancient wisdom remains. It's like a compass, really, pointing us away from the dead ends of materialism towards something truly solid.
A powerful thought indeed. So,
Hmm.
here's where it gets really interesting for you, listening right now. As you think about these insights, this ancient perspective speaking into our modern lives, how will you apply this information in your life? How will you consciously shift your focus, maybe even just a little bit, from what fades to what lasts? How will you strengthen that trust, that relationship with God in a real, tangible way, something to really chew on? We hope you continue your own deep dive into these ideas. Until next time, keep seeking those profound insights.